Of course, I felt scared, a bit nervous, anxious, because it's a whole new responsibility.
I feel very released that we quarrel a lot is all due to financial lah. Because he like to play bowling a lot. So most of the day right after work he will go bowling. So it's that affects my kids back. So what he spend is all about the bowling, the ball, whatever. Yeah, don't really spend with the kids at all. It's like every time over the weekends that he want to join whatever tournament, short of finance, short of money, will pester me, go and find this, find that for the money. If don't have, inside the house, right, bang here, bang there. So when he left, right, it's like three of us is very happy. There's like no like so called madman at home.
Of course, everything had to be on hold. I could have completed all this so much earlier and basically maybe be even working full time somewhere, but I couldn't because everything I do I also have to think about her. Everything I have to put aside. In fact, now maybe I even have to put my degree on hold for a while, and so meaning that everything that I want, actually I have to sacrifice it, but it's okay.
There's like so called nothing bothering me. I only like my time is with my kids. Quite sad is that when my ex-husband is around, I don't really close with my parents. My parents are quite stressed over him because that when there's money concerns, he will call them to borrow money. He will SMS send them until they piss off. So it's like when people see your number, they're all scared of us. Okay. So after he left, my parents' side we are very close. So this is what I'm very happy. Even my kids also very happy.
A lot, a lot. I mean, I have to be both the father and the mother. So it's very difficult. Like I really don't know how to do it sometimes, but in the end, I know I will always try to manage. And it's like I have to work. I have to, provide for her, and yet I have to be there for her at the same time. So it's pretty much everything on my shoulders, every single thing. Besides other families who have like both father and mother, and I'm really trying my best to balance it out for her.
Because financial is a problem, sir. Because after he left, everything is. I mean, I'm the one who settled in. Like my kids' handphone bill, household things. So he only bring them out so called once a month for dinner or for to see show. Then so called give them $10-20 for allowance for the month. Really like talk to them, care about them. That is no law. My daughter did to me. He think what they are. I mean, a beggar or whatever. Just give them this type of money for that month. So I approached a lawyer. Then about their maintenance. Later he asked for decrease of the fees, but too bad lah. He go up instead of decrease. Then after that he filed for a divorcing. So now right, he also never come and see my kids, But he's like never contact them, never bring them out. Our thing as so-called is still not settled here because of our current house. He want to sell our house, but it's that I fight through the courts is to say that if he sell the house, then where are we going to stay? I mean, in Singapore, it's not easy to buy a house now. It's quite expensive. And in Singapore, it's either HDB or bank loan. Okay. When he's around, he asked me to apply a lot of credit cards. So it's so-called I'm blacklisted inside all those banks. So it's not easy lah that time. I was quite stressed out. When I was in army, I also quite stressed with my work. So I did see a psychology lah for 2-3 years because I really cannot sleep at night.
She's really struggling. I can see, sometimes she will just like, when she's doing her homework, she just start crying by herself. She just feels so negative about herself. Her self-esteem towards her studying is really bad, and I'm really trying to cope and help her. as much as I can, but I know I can't do it alone. So this is the reason why now I'm trying to seek as much help as possible.
To me, I don't really bring them out for lecture things like so-called see show or go restaurant. I mean, for this thing, I'm very happy because so far, I mean, my kids never burden me, never left me because I mean, I'm a single mother that.
Not at all. I mean, I was actually really concerned about that, but she's like, it's more like, I have you, I have whoever is with me, I'm okay. So I'm like, okay, I'm just happy that she's contented with whoever is in my life. We must be doing something right.
I talk to them myself, I talk to them myself that you see what happened in the family. It's not that I want to have this situation for divorce and life your two with no fathers. But you have to see yourself that really is that there's no choice. I also explain to them that it's not last minute things that we create because they are still young. On and on I talk to them so they understand the situation. So even my parents, my brothers who talk to me, their friends ask them, hey, how come like when mates parents session with school, right, it's only your mothers that every time show up. They will just tell them very openly, they are divorced.
I can actually still feel that stigma, whenever they look at single mothers. They just view us as, one of those loose girls or those kind of women who are like, all this kind of thing, like, just want to play around or we just have this image about us, and that's just the prejudice and the judgment in their perception of us.
Their friends were quite understanding. For 10 years ago, it's quite people quite rare. Then people feel quite shy when they are divorced. Like people were like so-called look down on you. But now I think it's quite normal. To me, I'm okay to tell people that I'm divorced. Yeah. So not say feel proud lah. It's like it's nothing to be ashamed of. Yeah.
Of my mother, to provide her with the basic necessities like food, take care of her, make sure she takes a bath, sleeps on time, stuff like that. But I think my bosses and everything are very understanding. The people over there are so super understanding. It's so completely cool about it. It's like, okay, I understand. I have to fix myself, So if you have to leave early, you just leave early. And you have to bring back to school and stuff like that. You're all alone, They're very nice.
During school time, they were my parents. Then after that, when I knock off, we will just estimate the timing. Either we meet in the MRT station or they go back straight directly by themselves. They did help me to manage the hard times. Because even like for my lawyer's fees, I pay a lot. So really that I cannot manage it. I approached my parents, even my elder brothers. At first they are quite surprised. Then after that, when I was in army time, when my kids need to have the meet the parent sessions, I did told them I need to go down or they are in trouble. Yeah, previously my son was under some police case, so they are still okay to let me go.
I had a really, really difficult time looking for a kindergarten for my daughter. A horrible time. Just because I was a single mother. That was seriously one of the lowest point of my life to me. Being a single mom in Singapore was awful. It was really awful. And
They must be so-called more supportive to single mothers. I think the childcare also they see your income, then they approve your price. They only like so-called support low income people. It's not fair to single mother that when you earn when you earn more, you can't have any support at all. Single mothers still have to work, still have to support the kid. Yeah, still have to. If they have a house, you need to support the house. Yeah, employing a maid is not easy.